All right, boys, welcome to today's market recap. Today is December 12th, 2025. This is going to be fairly quick because, as you can see, we just ended up shitting the bed from market open about 500 points today. So it's actually pretty crazy we went that low considering it was a no news Friday after a pretty big week. And pretty volatile week. However, let's go over what my bias was. So today I was coming into this morning bearish. Like I said, I didn't take a trade because I woke up late. My alarm didn't go off. But I would have. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Didn't take it. It was my fault. No one else to blame but me. But it is what it is, right? So let's go over it real quick. Coming into this morning, I was leaning a little bearish. And the main reason was yesterday, NASDAQ left these 4-hour relative equal lows. And when we left relative equal lows on NASDAQ, we left equal lows on ES. So typically, I wouldn't really care when ES leaves equal lows because it does happen all the time. I more necessarily care if NASDAQ leaves equal lows. However, this was a higher time frame draw, and I was really just like my shit was bricked up that I seen that shit. So I wanted to see some form of manipulation higher at market open, and then we can continue down. So what did we end up doing? We ended up coming and retracing into this 1-hour bearish fair value gap right here. And ideally at market open, we would either get a resweep of these highs or a tap into this 15-minute fair value gap right here, which is also 5-minute intermediate highs. However, we don't necessarily have to do that because that 1-hour fair value gap has already gotten filled. So now we can look for internal structure and try to build that. Okay, what do we end up getting? We end up getting a sweep of these 920 highs, which is 5-minute also intermediate highs. And on NASDAQ, or sorry, not on NASDAQ, but on ES, as you can see, we don't get a sweep of those highs, and then the very next candle we end up shitting the bed. So let's come on over here to NASDAQ. We have a clean 2-minute inversion. We sweep out the 5-minute internal high and then get an immediate reaction. Look at this candle right here. This candle came all the way down here, so it got this fair value gap got ran through. It got dominated, and that's exactly what the hell I want to see. Okay, stops can go above this candle. And your take profit can either be this sell side liquidity right here. Even though we had an SMT, it was just a random SMT. Now I know you guys might have been fudded out of this because of this SMT that was created. Let me mark it out for you guys just in case you guys didn't see. Now me personally, I don't really mind it because ever since I figured out that the higher time frame draw matters more than like random internal SMTs, I stopped necessarily focusing on that. What I wanted to see was an SMT with these highs because then that would go with my narrative on the day down towards those like 4-hour lows, whatever. But that is why I wasn't necessarily worried about the SMT. We got the 2-minute inversion. You could have even took profits at this unfilled 5-minute to the left of us for your trade to look something like this, and you could have went break even at this sell side liquidity. Or if you were taking profits right here at this sell side liquidity, you could have just went break even at these lows right here. So you could have played this either way. It was a beautiful, beautiful setup today. Literally almost an S tier. I would say it would be an S tier if we didn't have an SMT at these lows, but this was definitely an A++ setup. From here, I wanted to see how price reacted off this 5-minute, see if we inversed it. We ended up inversing it with this candle right here. So now I was looking for a continuation down towards these lows because ultimately this was my draw on the day. In ES, as you can see, was still trading a lot higher. So their 4-hour equal lows are down here. So then I was looking for a continuation model, just a pullback into a 5 or 15-minute gap. We just did not end up getting that, and we just continued to shit the bed. Now we ended up getting a 5-minute continuation right here. However, we didn't have really clear targets. Okay, we got a 1-minute IFVG with this candle. Here comes this. Your stops could have been at those highs right here, and your TP could have been at this internal low. You would have got stopped out by a tick if your TP was at that swing high, and it then would have ran to your take profit. However, I didn't really like this because of how premium we were, and we didn't really pull back into like a 5 or 15-minute fair value gap. We got a 15-minute fair value gap continuation right here. I guess we did pull back into a 15-minute, but it was not in discount of the range. Sorry. I know I might have sounded like a retard right there, but look how premium this is. If I wanted to see a pullback into a 15-minute gap, it would at least have to be this one, and then we can look for shorts from there. But we were super bearish already. Again, the reason why I didn't like it is because my higher time frame draw had already gotten taken out on the day, so I wasn't necessarily looking for anything else. And yeah, if you took it, you took it. If you lost, you lost. It is what it is. We have a new week upcoming, but yeah, it looks like we're just chopping, or we're probably just going to chop the rest of the day because we just made a 500-point move on a no news Friday. So that's interesting. If you guys want to check out the Tradeify Cup, I'm currently sitting in 6th place. I didn't trade yesterday, didn't trade today, and somehow I'm in 6th place right now, which is pretty crazy. Sixth place gets 35 grand, it looks like. 7th, 28th, 8th. So I think right now my floor is like 9th. And my ceiling, well, I'm not going to trade, but the guy blows his accounts in front of me. My ceiling could be potentially 5th place. So we'll see how that goes. He's about $900 in front of me. Hopefully he's smart and just gets off the charts, but you never fucking know. But yeah, that's what it's looking like in Tradeify Cup. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Free Discord, link is in the description. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Take a break from the charts if you need it, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.